classic 60s and the early 70s. And watched the same movies, probably Taxi Driver, all those kind of movies way back. And we are involved in the same hobbies, especially the passion for running. In fact, we at Lincoln, every time, I used to be a track and field distance runner, and Kakaling would drive us to the elliptical, going to UP. That's 2.5 miles each round. I call him Pagong because it's too slow. And then I would run and run and run. And after I'm done, and I'm super dry already, and he's still running his laps. And in general, we became good friends, like Lincoln, the older brother, me following his footsteps. But then through the years, for some reason, particularly when we came to the United States, that bond of friendship sort of drifted. Maybe because we no longer shared the same convictions. Maybe because we no longer share the same principles. Or maybe because of the external factors we never expected. But in all these years, one thing will always remain true. That as a brother, and especially a friend, that bond of friendship will always remain. Farewell, Kakaling. May God bless you. May your soul rest in peace. I will always keep you in my prayers.
Good evening. My name is Noel, and I'm here to talk about Lincoln. It just so happened that we were planning to write an article for him in our newsletter, and so if you don't mind, please just let me read it to you. I'll put in some personal thoughts from time to time because whenever I speak of Lincoln, he opens up so much in me. A few minutes ago, before the recital was finished. So remembering Lincoln Canilao, the quiet and gentle soul of San Beda College High School Lion Angels, dignity personified. So our Picasso photography, that's what we called him, passed away on December 31, 2018, less than 3 hours before the arrival of the new year. Lincoln Canilao was 65 years old and had been struggling with his health. He will always be remembered for his good soul, kind heart, his quiet and gentle manner, and deep friendship with the San Beda friends. So Lincoln was born on April 11, 1953 in Manila and grew up in Quezon City. But he was always been a proud Kapampangan at heart. He was number 5 in a large family of 13, raised by Tata Fidel and Ima Encarnacion Canilao. His younger siblings called him Kaka Lin, and to the older ones, he was simply Lin. A loving brother who always placed family first. He never bothered them for anything that he could do himself. He was a caring person who always made himself available to them. Now, Lincoln took a lot of ribbing from family and friends by being teased with funny nicknames. I know in Facebook he's Paco Usib. We never figured it out, but he said family calls him Paco. From closer friends like our friend Pito Lozano, who resides in London now, he calls him Denzel Washington. So he takes it really well. But mostly from family, he was just Abe from US President Abraham Lincoln. Quite an applicable namesake as he possessed the late hero president's highest qualities of integrity, honesty, and dignity. But we all knew he was born Quirino, right? Okay. So he was always proud of his father who served in the US Army in World War II. He traced his war adventures from the Battle of Bataan to the infamous Death March. Because of this, he got interested in war memorials. He visited museums and developed a passion for warplanes. So frequently, we would go to the Planes for Fame Museum in Chino Hills and was very quick to point out the differences between the German Messerschmitt and the British Spitfire. To me, it didn't really matter. Tawag ko lang doon, aeroplano. Lincoln was a very simple man who liked simple things. He was calm and disimulado. He had that happy demeanor with a bright smile on his face. His Anbeda classmates loved him for his pakikisama, a virtuous quality he possessed his entire life. He enjoyed and excelled in team sports, especially basketball. In high school, he helped bring championship to his senior year class, Tatak 41. Now, mga isang stories pa with Tatak was, they liked him because Lincoln was class monitor and he never checked if he was late. So, yun ang pakikisama niya. But in a very good way because, syempre, when you're in high school, you know, you do naughty things, but he was never that kind of a mischievous person. He was so well liked. After acquiring his business degree at the University of Santo Tomas, he worked at the Philippine Airlines where he made many friends. Former San Beda College classmate Pito Lozano and Sonny Fortuno became palmates and they kept their ties close until the end. In the 70s, he was a young single guy with an incurable taste for beautiful women. He had a coquettish charm and boyish innocence that women found attractive even when he got older. In 1981, Lincoln left for the US to begin a new life. He found a career in the field of pharmacy and for a long time was employed at Walgreens. In 2007, members of the San Beda Batch 6670 in Southern California formed the Lion Angels, and Lincoln was in the core group. He was one who always got along with everybody. He had no qualms. He had no issues. He was easy. He was always present in many San Beda outings, including birthdays and seasonal holidays. And if ever he was missing, it would be the San Beda wives who would be the first to notice. Nasaan si Lincoln? He had a lusty appetite for life. He was always on the go, never nixing invitations for adventure. He found therapy from driving his car. He could drive endless miles to different destinations to enjoy the freedom of the open road. The other things he loved included riding trains, and I saw him in the picture here with him riding a train, eating sandwiches at Philip's, the small eatery in downtown LA, and watching gangster movies and snapping pictures. Now, about gangster movies, he likes movies. And I remember the last movie we saw with my friend Louie, we took him to a movie called Peppermint, starring Jennifer Garner. So Lincoln was saying, ano na nasa isip nitong mga lukulong ito? Peppermint? Jennifer Garner? How can this be a good movie? So pumasok kami and he got caught up in the first 10 minutes. Umalis siya and told us, ito yata ang favorite movie ko. No? And we miss him because that was the last movie we saw together. But this was only back in late September, early October. Years later, he recalled his transient life and he was boasting, I know every nook and cranny in Los Angeles County. His work assignments took him to different places and he counted almost 20 homes he resided in LA between the 80s and the 90s. So he was quite nomadic then. So when he told his stories about the places he's been, he related them with much gusto. He knew places and cities like a geographer with a map in his head. He could outwit a GPS system. Lincoln possessed an extraordinary gift for taking pictures, and he earned the nickname Picasso of photography. He owned a few small cameras that he would tote with him wherever he went. He enjoyed taking pictures of people around him, but had never requested for reciprocity because he didn't like looking at himself. But he enjoyed viewing other people like they were pieces of art. And he had the talent to make all his subjects look good. Ask the San Beda wives. He was such a selfless man who would offer his last piece of bread to someone who he feels needs it more than he does. Quite a generous man, as that Brother Nick had mentioned.
Simbang Gabi with brother back there, Bo. So this is in behalf of St. Genevieve. I just want to send my homage to Brother Lincoln. Let me tell you a little story how I met Brother Lincoln. My wife and I joined Simbang Gabi about 12, 15 years ago. And my wife, very new to the Connie, with me, very quiet, shy. And the first person to confront me was Brother Lincoln. He reassured me that, hey, welcome to the group. And I says, he started talking in Tagalog to me, and I don't understand. I'm from Hawaii, in Ilocano, and they call me Hawaiiano. So, oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak Tagalog. Where are you from? I'm from the province. Oh, you know your province? You know what? He knows more about my province than me. Because when I came here to the United States, I was very little. Oh, you need to go, he keeps telling me that you need to go back and see where you're from. What place he would ask me. One thing I see about Brother Lincoln was, he never cared about you. It's all about you. Some people that we meet in life, they always talk about themselves, but with him, it's all about us. He wants to hear what our feeling, our emotion. That's how thoughtful and friendly he was. One thing about him, I would say, if I were going to describe him, I would just have to say he's a humble man. He's a very kind-hearted. We're not as close as people think we are, but when we're together, it seems like we're brothers. We're both dark. We're both tall. Good looking, I don't know about that. But in God's eye, we are. You know what? And every time we meet, we see each other. If we have a party at Brother Ernest's house, we get together in the corner, and we'll be talking again, like we haven't missed a beat. And he would, after when we go home, my wife would say, "Hey, you know what? You know, you two are like twins. You guys are always together, talking." Well, you know, we don't see each other that much, so we tend to catch up on things in life. But one thing about Brother Lincoln is very true. As the brother said, he's a very kind-hearted man, a true friend to have. In his later days, when I saw him, I know he wasn't like good of health, but I asked him, "How are you?" And I said, I know he's taking some treatments, but he just smiled with his, when you look at his smile there, it's very, can't see him, but he doesn't show the pain that he has. But, all of us, when we're little cut in our finger, we just cry, but with him, he's always with his warm smile. It's like he hide his emotion very well. Brother Lincoln, I know Ate is waiting for you up there, but I know, knock on wood, in the future, not now, but I know when we get up there, I know you're going to be there for me coming in. I know you're going to be the first one to greet me. I will truly miss you, Brother Lincoln.